you can hear it.
Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us for On the Couch with Fouch. Here in Niagara Falls, Canada, I have TaRanda Greene with me today. Thank you for joining me.
Hi. It's good to be like a couch potato. Couch potato.
Fouch potato. That's great.
Yes.
I love Fouch potato. In case you haven't seen yet, there was a guy on social media saying, I'm a fan of On the Couch with Fouch. Does that make me a Fouch potato? I thought it was unique, so I was asking her before the interview if she was a Fouch potato.
I would wear a t-shirt that says I'm a Fouch potato.
There you go.
I love it.
Maybe, just maybe, someday we'll have Fouch potato wear. Gear, yeah, that's better.
You
Fouch
could have
potato
like
gear.
hoodies and everything. Because if you sit on the couch all the time, you wear hoodies and sweatpants.
Right. Thank you so much for joining for the
course.
interview. It's going to be awesome. Got some great questions. You guys came through once again, gave us some fantastic questions. So thanks so much for doing that. But to start things off, just give me a little idea. How long have you been singing? Tell me about your girls.
Yeah.
So just give everybody that details. There.
Well, I grew up singing in church. When I was like 2 years old, my mom recorded me singing the old Nealon song, We Shall Wear a Crown. And she was playing piano, and I was singing that, and my grandmother gave me that cassette tape. It's back when cassettes were popular. I sang the song, and it's on cassette with my mom playing. And so I grew up singing church, and the whole thing. I think all of us Southern Gospel singers and musicians, were in church at one point to play and sing.
Yeah.
So I grew up singing in church, and then when I was 18, I had a scholarship to go to college to study classical music. So I didn't go to college, but in high school I was in art school, and I majored in classical music with a minor in jazz. And then when I was 18, I auditioned for the Greenes and got the job, and forsook college and just went on the road, became a road warrior, and I've sung ever since I was 18.
Wow.
Which it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
By the time I was 18, cassettes were not popular. It was just when I was a kid.
They were on their way out.
They were extinct, yeah. But I did, when I had my first car though, just a little information. My first car when I was 16, I had to buy the CD player
The
that you put
Walkman?
the cassette into the cassette player, but then you could play CDs.
The converter, for the Walkman,
Yeah.
that you plugged it in and then you put the cassette into the radio, right?
Yeah, but then if you hit a bump and the player moves, you have to start at the beginning.
Skipped over and
yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, so sung my whole life and started singing gospel music when I was 18. Went with the Greenes, married Tony Greene that owned the group, and then we have 2 kids. I have 2 kids now. Isabella will be 11 in July, and Josie just turned 7 in April. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I've mentioned this to you before, but I don't know if you remember me telling you this. I remember I went to a concert in Muncie, Indiana, and you were either just had been with the group, just started or hadn't been there very long, or you were auditioning. It was one of those two.
How big was my hair?
I do not remember that.
If my hair was real big, I'd have gotten the job. Because that's when I started teasing my hair. I started singing
I
gospel
don't
music.
remember your hairdo that night, but I just remember that. I remember you being there with the Greenes. I don't remember. I think maybe the Bishops were there, possibly.
Probably. It might have been I think we talked about it might have been the pilgrimage tour that
Possibly.
we did. I don't know.
I don't know, but anyways, I do remember you being there, and it was right towards the beginning of your
Yeah.
career. So that was, pretty cool.
Yeah.
18 when she started. So if you're out there and you're a teenager and you're like, man, I really want to sing, but I don't know how to do this, and give them just one tip for doing what we do.
You know what? The thing that helped me, I just auditioned for everything. And the bad thing is, there aren't that many talent contests and stuff these days. Back in my day, there were more talent contests, and you win money, and so as a kid that's very exciting. But that's how I got my start. So just look for talent contests. If you know somebody that has even a home studio that you could do a demo for, go to a group's table, buy a soundtrack from their website, whatever, and record a vocal and just give it to people. And I know that sounds silly, but you're never going to be known if you don't give it away. So you just give people your CDs, and you never know when the right person's going to listen and who's going to need your voice
There's
or your instrument, whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
Tell them about what is your newest album. Let them know what your newest album is.
My newest album I worked on about 4 years. It's called Stronger. After Tony died, I went through this horrific time in my life and wasn't sure if I would sing again because it just wasn't in my heart anymore. But through a series of things and God really working with me and dealing with me, I started singing again and wanted to record a record or a CD, a cassette, a record, a CD. And so recorded this CD with Jaron Davis. And every song on the CD is about strength and overcoming and courage and the power to get you through to the next thing. So if you know somebody who is going through a really bad time, needs some encouragement, needs some strength, something to just help them make it through, that the CD was meant for that purpose.
And they can get it at
www.tarandamusic.com. TaRanda music.
TaRanda.
TaRanda. You know, Jerry Goff hosted our homecoming jubilee every year for like 45 years or something, I don't know, a long time. And every single time he introduced me as TaRanda.
TaRanda.
That's way too sophisticated. I'm just TaRanda.
TaRanda.
TaRanda. Yeah, I swear. I have to, hold my pinky up.
Okay, so seriously about your CD, Stronger.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know if a lot of you know, but some of you know, my wife and I had a miscarriage, and shortly after that, I got your CD at a concert where we were with you, and I took it home and I gave it to my wife, and I can't remember which song it is exactly. It slips my mind right now, but one of those songs just really, really helped her specifically in that. And so, just to reaffirm what you're saying, if you know somebody that is struggling in a situation, just needs some strength to get through something in their lives right now, the CD has a lot of songs that can minister to them in a situation, no matter what it is that you're going through. So, just thank you for recording it, because it has helped us directly.
That's gonna make me cry. I thought this was funny, but I will say this: you did text me and you told me the song, and it meant so much to me because when you are vulnerable in your music and you're vulnerable in the songs, you're vulnerable in your testimony, and you kind of open yourself up, you feel very like, maybe I should have done something, happier. And when this CD came out, I didn't want it to be like a depressing thing. I wanted it to be full of hope. And it's a very scary thing to tell your deepest secrets to everybody. Right. And so it really meant so much.
Cool.
That you texted me and told me that. So I hope for you guys, get the CD, and hopefully it'll bring you guys through, or somebody you know, and encourage.
Yeah.
And we have to encourage each other.
Right.
Because, life is pretty stinky sometimes. So if we don't have each other to encourage, we kind of drift away. So that's what we want to do. We want to encourage you. We want to make you happy.
And that CD will do it.
Thank you.
Get to the social media questions now.
Yes.
Lwayne Dicer, thank you for your question. He would like to know, who has been your biggest vocal influence?
Matt Fouch. I'm just kidding.
I am stunned. I didn't know I had those type of vocal abilities that you would.
You have a 45 octave range. I've heard it.
Wow. That is the furthest thing from the truth I've ever heard. Not even close.
We're on different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Growing up, honestly, we listened to classic country. So people like Tammy Wynette and, those old country singers, Dolly Parton, just those old country singers really influenced me growing up. And then as I got in the church, there was a lady in my mom's church, my mom and dad's church, her name was Cecilia. And Cecilia, I thought, had the most angelic voice ever. It turns out she was a distant cousin to me. And I would listen to her sing all the time and say, when I grow up, I want to be like Cecilia. And so she really influenced me. And then later on, I listened to every kind of music. So there are some incredible voices that sing every style. I love Billie Holiday. I love every genre, I think, I've picked up from.
Cool.
But, with the background of classical and jazz and then singing gospel, I'm a little different than most people in Southern gospel. My vocal is, but I'm just influenced by every style and just love this music. So.
Yeah, very cool. There's your answer. Thank you for the question. You have done numerous different like guest appearances or you on a video or on someone's album or at a church at a venue, something like that. So going with that idea, Christian Johnson would like to know, what was it like singing the song Defying Gravity on Ernie Haas' Signature Sound's latest album?
Oh, I love that because, like I just said, my background is in classical jazz, even Broadway stuff. So at the art school, we got to do all of those things. I saw the musical Wicked with my daughter a few years ago in New York, and when they did that song Defying Gravity, it was such an amazing, powerful moment of the show. So when Ernie asked me to sing it, I was like, of course, I would love to sing that song. And really, growing up kind of in theater and learning different styles, I really just kind of fell into that role of Elphaba and really tried to place myself there. So I loved it. I love dramatics.
One of your finer moments, you think, or finer performances?
Well, I don't know. I hate listening to myself sing.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I hate it. I want to hear it, just make sure like it's close to pitch, but then I'm done with it. Like I don't want to hear it again.
Oh,
so
okay. Well,
so if you think so,
I'm
then
assuming
yes.
that Christian likes it. She'd asked about what it was like doing it.
It was wonderful. I loved it. I love stepping out of the box a little bit and just doing new things. So.
Right. And speaking of stepping out of the box and stuff and doing new things, Grace Davis wants to know, have you ever had stage fright? And if so, how did you overcome it?
I can't remember ever having stage fright because I was just dumb enough not to be scared of anything, like if I fail and I'll try again. Like I was never like, oh, I'm scared to go on stage. It was always, well, if I fall off, they'll feel sorry for me and something else will happen,
Right.
So it wasn't ever that I had stage fright. I'm more afraid to talk to small groups.
Yeah.
Like that scares me. I've never been afraid to sing. I've been more scared of this kind of situation where you're being stared at and asked questions. It terrifies me.
Being on the couch with Fouch is a terrifying experience.
It is.
Because you don't know what's coming.
I just don't know. I'm very scared.
Blanche Gretzinger, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. What do you do to keep your singing voice healthy?
If I'm having some issues, honey always helps me. And when I'm home, I really don't talk a lot except to my kids. I hate talking on the phone. So I just kind of keep as quiet as I can and talk when I need to. And there's no real trick to it.
Right.
I don't think.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if there is.
If you don't have a trick to it, then there's nothing to really tell you.
I drink a lot of water. I guess that helps.
Yeah.
That's about it. I love pizza and ice cream.
Pizza and ice cream will do your voice good.
Yes.
Tommy Ferguson wants to know what your thoughts were first time you sang at Brooklyn Tabernacle.
Okay, that was stage fright. That was like, growing up in church, I was raised Pentecostal at Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. That was like the ultimate place you could sing. So the first time we sang there, it was pretty overwhelming. And just, the people are so loving that it almost like takes you back when you get on stage because it's like literally everybody's giving you a hug. So it kind of takes you back, and then you have 400 voices behind you singing, so you're just kind of like in limbo up there. Yeah. That's still to this day my favorite place to sing. It's my home.
Very cool.
I love it.
And you mentioned your daughters earlier. So there's a couple people that just asked about your daughters. So give the watchers your funniest story from one of your daughters.
Oh, Bella, when she was speaking of Brooklyn Tabernacle, she went there first when she was maybe like 3 or 4 years old, and Pastor Simbala came to her and said, I hear that you like to sing. And she was like, yes, I do. And he goes, will you sing for me? We're in his office. And will you sing for me? And she goes, I only sing on stage.
Wow.
So I took her out and beat her, and then came back in, and she sang so beautifully. No, but she was like, I only sing on stage, and he thought that was hysterical.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm humiliated. And then he was like, what's your favorite candy? And he brought her some purple jelly beans, like send somebody out and weeded out everything to purple jelly beans. So they literally have no filter. They are not afraid of anything. And every single day is hysterical. And I put some things on Facebook, like every now and then when it really hits me funny. I put things on Facebook.
Now, I want you to just real quick,
Okay.
What does the future hold?
Well, the future holds wonderful things, and next spring, hopefully, spring of 2016, I will be married to Landon Bean, and Lena asked me to marry him in April. So, my name's TaRanda Greene. His name's Landon Bean. So I'll be Miss Green Bean. That'll be fun. Good times.
But you haven't heard that before.
I've not heard it before. No. It's very.
You beat everyone to the punch there.
Very clever people. Very clever. So Miss Green Bean will be here hopefully in the spring next year. Still touring, but you know, I really love being at home too. And where we live in East Tennessee is so gorgeous. So I've really enjoyed the time with my kids and just getting to know them. And this past year, I really have just gotten to know them and even more, you know, because when you travel, sometimes it's hard to keep those relationships so close. And with them being 11 and 7, almost 11 and 7, they're growing up pretty quickly. So I've really enjoyed just getting to know them and helping my daughter take care of her face, you know, because the acne's coming, and just the normal home things that mommies get to do. Yeah. So I think in the future, I'll spend some time at home and still sing. I'll never stop singing as long as God gives me a voice. It's just who I am.
Very cool.
So
this is my favorite part of the program.
Okay.
The Fouch Zone. All right.
Wow.
We changed it up for the Niagara Fouch Zone, so it's not quite as intense as the regular Fouch Zone. So what we're doing now for Fouch Zone here in Niagara Falls, the interviews we did here, is word association.
Oh, no.
Or phrase association.
Okay.
So I want you to give me the very first word or thing that comes to mind when I say the word or phrase I'm going to say. Okay?
Okay.
Think you're ready for this?
No.
All right, this is not timed, so there's really no
Okay.
pressure. It's just, you just blurt it out, whatever first thing comes to mind. Doozy.
Doozy. I just want to laugh. Thank you.
Fuddy-duddy.
Oh, Matt Fouch.
Kit Kat.
Matt Fouch. I love candy bars. I have ADHD. You can't play this game with me.
A bibliophobia.
King James.
Gargoyle.
Bronze statues.
There you go.
I'm terrible at this.
So, doozy, you had nothing.
Doozy, woozy. Doozy, woozy. I'll say doozy. I'll go with woozy.
Fuddy-duddy. Me.
Matt Fouch. I'll stick
Kit
with
Kat.
that.
You repeated Matt Fouch
Fouch,
again.
yeah.
But then you went to I love candy bars.
I love candy bars.
And then a bibliophobia, which
King
is
James.
King James, which a bibliophobia is actually a fear of running out of words.
Oh, well, there you go.
King James.
If you say thou, shalt, and all those things are scary to me. I don't understand them.
And then gargoyle. What did you say? Bronze?
Bronze statue. Because when I was growing up, there was a guy that was kind of like my godfather. I loved gargoyles, but they're all bronze statues and terrifying when I was. This entire thing has been very scary. You've reminded me of lots of scary things in my life.
That's awkward. But hey, it's been On the Couch with Fouch with TaRanda Greene. Thank you so
It's
much
not
for
scary.
joining me.
It's not scary.
Soon to be TaRanda Bean.
TaRanda Bean.
Thanks so
I'm gonna drop
much.
the green.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Right here from Niagara Falls. Hope you've enjoyed the beautiful background. And hey, hit subscribe if it's up here somewhere. And like, comment, whatever. Let's help get the word out about On the Couch with Fouch. Follow us on social media and at mattfouch.com. And they can see you at, once again, give them the website.
TaRandamusic.com with my Fouch potato shirt coming soon.
TaRandamusic.com. Fouch potato gear coming soon. Thanks guys so much for watching. See you next time.